It's 4 o'clock in Los Angeles. It's 6 o'clock in Chicago, and it's 7 p.m. in Philadelphia. Hello, everybody. I'm Mad Dog DeCipio, and this is America's Podcast. What's the buzz tonight? A very special show. But before we get into that, I have to say, God, she's back. Oh, my God, she's back. Amelia the Pitbull Chapman. How the hell do you get in this building?
I sneak in. What are you talking about?
I don't know how she does it. I've fired her. I've been mean to her. I tie her up.
Anita hires me back.
Oh my God. Tonight we've got a special show. But before we get into that, let me just tell everybody we have a brand new Addy over here. WTBRradio.podbean.com. We are no longer Wrestling with the Future Radio. We are What's the Buzz Radio, and we have been for quite some time, actually. But we finally put Wrestling with the Future to bed, and bed is where it belongs. Done deal, no more. We got a special guest tonight, Amelia. Very interesting young lady. I happened to reach out to this young lady on Facebook.
Yes.
And her name is Louise Bruno, and I want to bring Louise over here. I'm going to bring her name up. Hold on there. There she is.
How are you? Thank you, guys.
Louise.
Hi, Amelia. Hi, Angela.
And let me bring her up over here. Here you go. Hot damn, there's Louise. Louise Bruno, if she looks familiar, well, she should, by God.
She should
She is
look
the country's
very familiar.
foremost Cher impersonator.
How are you? Thank you so much.
I heard a little clip of Louise singing on her Facebook page, and I thought, "Damn, this woman's lip syncing to a Cher record." And sure enough, she wasn't. And by God, she not only can she sound like Cher, but she looks like her too. Louise, let me get into this. First of all, welcome to What's the Buzz Podcast.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. I am so honored to be here, and I'm so glad you picked me.
We are stoked to have you here.
Yes.
We have had and Emil could tell you, God knows we have had any number of literally hundreds of professional and amateur lookalikes, largely pro, that have been here. And we've got people who look like the character and people who sound like the character. Rarely, however, do you find a person that looks and actually sounds like their character.
She's spot on.
Spot on.
I appreciate that because I am actually.
When did you know that you resembled Cher?
My husband, we had a classic rock band, and all the bands were playing the same stuff, and everybody was fighting for the same venues to play out. We're all playing the same bunch of music, just different musicians, and we're all sounding great. But after a while, it all becomes the same source of music that, people want to hear different things. So the legends were everybody was doing these, creating these bands, and, my husband said, let's do Cher. And I said, oh my God, I don't know if I could do Cher. I mean, I like to sing some songs, but that's a rough thing to pull off. She does costume changes. She's the singing is, her singing is, she's a contralto singer. I mean, I watched her as a child with her husband on the Sonny and Cher show and grew up waiting to see what she was going to wear, what she was going to sing. And I just didn't ever think I was going to have to, follow in her footsteps. Having fun is one thing, but then when you get out there and you start really trying, it becomes a very interesting project. The project becomes, you get focused, you get criticized, you got people that like you, that don't like you. And it's hard, but I really don't want to be like portraying like a Cher like the other impersonators, because I'm really a tribute. I just like to sing her songs and bring her joy, because,
interesting
like
you
her,
say that. Very interesting you say that. I'm going to stop you right there. Amelia, you know why I'm stopping her right there. We have had this argument, debate / discussion time in memoriam on this program. The difference between a tribute artist and an impersonator.
Yes,
now, I got a very dear friend of mine named Steve McCoy, who is literally the world's #1 Tom Jones impersonator, he calls himself. And he knows Tom Jones, and he's the only Tom Jones tribute that has Tom Jones's approval.
Isn't that wonderful?
Calls himself an impersonator. It's interesting to hear you say that you're not an impersonator, you're a tribute artist.
Yeah, more like a tribute because
But
it's hard for me to walk like her and talk like her and do everything
Right.
like her, where the other ones, they're getting, they're really fabulous. I think they're all great, but I have a great tribute show that does a little bit different than.
I want to ask you about that because I'm going to go there for a couple of minutes. You do, obviously, let's just back up for a second. The first thing people notice is the look. That's first and foremost.
Thank God.
Because, it's in the window here. It's window dressing, okay? But then when you open your mouth, okay, now the rubber meets the road, okay?
If I could turn back time.
And you better be, I got news for you. You better be able to pull that shit off because Cher's got some pipes.
Yes.
That woman can, even now at like 200 years old, she can still sing.
Changing 20 costumes. Changing 20 costumes.
Yeah. And by the way, just as a side note, I'm gonna let the little cat out of the bag here. I know the person who goes on stage as Cher when she's not feeling well, and it's a guy.
Yeah. There's a couple. There's Mike. What's his name? Forgot. Oh my God, I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah.
There's actually a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Who's the one that you know?
The one that travels is Mike.
Yes, that's the one. I'm pretty sure.
Mike
He's very tall.
Yeah, and Mike is a ringer.
Beautiful.
Vocally and physically, a ringer. A lot of people don't know that. Gotta ask you this though. When I think of a tribute artist, I think of paying someone, and the honors that have, gone on to the great stage in the sky. Elvis has a million tribute artists. Sinatra is a growing tribute act. Why are you not an impersonator?
I think because I don't do all of the moves and the talk like her and the walk like her.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
You sound like her naturally. I've been in Cher's presence. Okay, and that's the truth. I've been in Cher's presence. You sound like her, and even more so on the telephone, because I've talked to Cher on the phone.
That's so
Twice
wonderful.
in my life, I talked to her on the phone.
Oh my God,
and you sound like her. So I'm going to call you a impersonating tribute artist.
Listen,
Amelia,
I'm going to go with whatever you want to call me. I am so honored because my job here is to make people feel good. There's only one Cher. We love you, Cher. We can never you take your shoes, but I'll tell you this much: delivering your music where you can't be, all of the places in the world, and all of us tribute and impersonators that you want to call that deliver your music. We really have a heart love for this music, and we really want to make people feel good and bring you back to good times and good music.
Absolutely. Amelia, questions for our amazing special guest tonight.
Absolutely. First, how you said that there's a lot of costume changes you said when you do your show. Have you ever found one that's difficult to get into and one that you have not wanted to change
I've
into?
had costume malfunctions all along the whole way, whether the wig is slipping, whether you're slipping out. Because don't forget, when you're doing the costume changes, you're actually doing bras, underwear, shoes, earrings, top, hedges, whatever. And then don't forget you're sweating.
Yes.
And I, unlike Cher, I don't have 20 people dressed to me. I have me, myself, and I.
And
So sometimes-
occasionally Jerry.
and occasionally Jerry will undress me when he was.
There you go.
There you go.
I'm with you, Jerry. God
I
bless
want to
you.
go
brother.
up. You got to go up with the zip, and that's
Well, if I'm
38
ever
years.
free,
38 years of marriage.
if I'm ever free, I will help you.
Yeah.
Amelia, get us out of the gutter.
It's a lot of fun. I've cut corners. I've gone out with earrings missing, hair sticking up, not looking as sexy as I want. Cher would have got mad at me a couple of times, I think, but I picked myself up and I goofed and I laughed along right with myself, because I think if you don't laugh at yourself, you're going to get it. We try really
Oh my
hard
God,
to be so good.
absolutely.
And then either the sound isn't right, or your costume, or you're just having an off night with your vocals,
Mhm.
or, there's just so many things that could go wrong. And then there's so many things that could go right. So you just got to go with the night. I think at that point, you just got to go with whatever's going to roll the best.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Mel.
Also, too, what song have you found the hardest to learn of Cher's?
Honestly, I find them all hard because I didn't go into this as saying, I'm going to be Cher. I'm going to be the greatest Cher. My husband's like, you're going to do Cher. I'm like, holy shit. What are you
I
doing?
know, right?
You're going to kill me. Yeah. I got 2 costume changes. Now that's some tribute show that we're going to put off. But with the band, because I would disappear and sometimes I'd be stuck, they'd have to do a little more music waiting for me.
Right.
People get bored sometimes in the costume changes.
Yeah.
I noticed. So I used to do 6, then I did 5, then I did 4. Last week I did 1 because the place, I only had 1 hour, and I said, you know what? I want to give them more music and then less disappearing. Because when I'm gone, I'm gone. You're
Yeah.
going to be with either the background music, or I'm not sharing the stage with another entertainer where they could have, filled those few minutes. People get bored. Short attention span.
Amelia, can I piggyback
Absolutely.
off of that?
Sure, go right ahead.
Louise, are you trained vocally? Do you have formal vocal training?
I never went to vocal training. I do my own personal goofy things. Like I said, I
Really?
lost my vocals in 2020 when I had my surgery.
Yeah.
So I went from singing, and I'll tell you something funny. Before I had surgery, I sang a certain amount of songs
Yeah.
that now I found difficult. Before my surgery, there were songs I couldn't do, and now that I find are easier, and the ones before surgery,
Wow.
some of them I find. So I think it's
There's a reason I'm asking that. And I'm going to follow up as to why I'm asking. I know I worked in music for most of my life, and I was, radio DJ and managed bands. I've been around music my whole life. Cher has a 5-octave range. That's not easy to pull off.
absolutely not. No.
If anybody understands out there what I'm talking about, you guys that sing for a living, a 5-octave range is not an easy task to pull off.
Oh God.
Do
no
you
way.
think that your throat accident actually may have improved your ability to sing as Cher?
I feel stuck sometimes in certain things because some things, like I said, some things I did better before, some things I do better now. I feel like I've always got to do my, lip trills and do these little vocal scales and try to, whatever is cut, you have to fill that gap a little more pleasantly instead of doing like a skip with your vocals. You want to make it sound a little bit more flowing.
Yeah.
So I feel
Sure.
me as a vocalist, I might have to try a little harder than somebody else so that, or maybe on a night when I'm on my 16th song after doing all that, I might get a little nervous that, oh man, I'm getting a little dry and oh my goodness, we think, you're sweating, you're this, you're that. Singing is, if you're singing live and you're changing and doing, it's, you definitely want to be prepared for that night. You
I want to talk about Cher herself.
Practice.
It's important. We have to, we can talk tribute all night long, but we have to actually talk about Cher herself, because one of the things is she's getting older and she still has a great voice, but she doesn't have the pipes she used to. one of the things that's becoming important is that people carry on her music and her style of music. So I'm noticing a growing number of Cher tribute / impersonators. So I did some research, and it might surprise you that among the male impersonators, Elvis, of course, is number one. Prince is number two. I thought Michael Jackson would be number two.
Right?
Prince is number two. Michael Jackson is number three. Among the women, Barbara Streisand is number one.
Love her.
Cher is number two.
Could you imagine?
And the third is, you might even shake your head at this one. The third is Marilyn Monroe.
What?
And she's, Marilyn, let's be honest, she's never was known as a singer.
I know.
But she's
dear president, happy birthday, president.
Yeah, people look like Marilyn. Look, with a little bit of makeup, I could look like Marilyn too,
No, the old movies are gorgeous. She's got a lot of, diamonds are a girl's best friend. She's got.
I'm going to show you what a little makeup will do for you. Watch this, all right? Here you go. That's me, folks. Okay? That's what a little makeup will do for you. That's me, by the way.
Oh, my God. You look phenomenal, Angela. Oh, my God. We got to do something. Yes, we have to do something.
Okay?
That would be fun.
And I am short, and yes, I am. I'm a short Italian with a big nose, just like Sonny Bono.
Oh, my God. That would be so wonderful. Wouldn't that be so nice? It's just so much fun. Music is such a.
Can't make this stuff up.
No, Cher has taught us a lot with her.
So
music.
I want to talk about that. I want to talk about the legacy of Cher, and it's important because, as I said, the people that we grew up with, we got to be candid about it, folks. They're passing away. They're leaving us. Yes. They're going to the great stage in the sky. Yeah, she's not a young woman.
79, she looks great and still.
She looks amazing for her. Beautiful. God bless her.
Yeah.
But look,
May 20th,
the fountain of youth. Her and her mother. By the way,
yes, Georgia, beautiful.
Okay, she's got to be like 400 years old. She looks fucking great.
She passed away.
Her mom passed away.
Did she pass? Okay. I was going to say, because she was like
beautiful. Oh, and did you know they sang "Dear Cher"? It's with Molly. Beautiful.
I have
she
that
sounds
video.
Just like Cher.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. And her mother was an actress as a young girl, and Cher actually, her mother couldn't afford to actually keep her. So she had put her in like an orphanage as a young girl till she got back on her feet in between the marriages, which Cher she is a real, true warrior. She's a saint in the fact that she didn't let anything get her down.
Yeah.
Losing everything, getting back up and leaving with her music and the belief in that she's going to make it. And she did. All the people that have done her
let's talk about that.
Put up her you can't make this up. It's hard to survive. And here she is, 79.
Oh, I tell people all the time, you can't make this shit up.
Absolutely.
Well, let's talk about that. It's important. In order to do what you do, must you always be aware of that in the back of your head?
Yes.
The struggle she went through.
Absolutely. Each
song to aspire. I want you to teach a little. This is Louise's class 101 here, right? This is Cher Tribute 101.
No, well,
I want you to teach everybody.
Sonny and Cher, Sonny and Cher. She had Chastity, so they really weren't doing that good as a family, but we were enjoying them as a show and a family music and fun. But they weren't giggling. They were really having it rough, and he was being nasty with her.
I want you to teach aspiring tribute artists, whether they be male or female, Cher or Elvis or Sinatra, whomever they be, the importance of understanding the character, the psychology of the character, where that character came from and where that character went, and how important is that to remember that when you are that person on that stage for that hour and or 2 hours, whatever it may be that evening.
Yeah, usually 2 hours. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Everybody has their own opinion, whether they're going to like you or not. Right from the get-go, when they take a peek at one look at you, and they're going to like you or not like you. There's some people that just like, they don't even. So I find you have to overcome people that are going to get up and leave your show if they don't actually like the way you look, what you're wearing, the way you think your fun show is not so fun to them. And targeting your project, and you really have to throw yourself into this as a you got to be the ball, see the ball, you got to practice it, you got to know, you've got to know firsthand what you're going to do when you're out on that stage, what people are looking for in the crowd. You have to try to pick, to all the hundreds of songs, first of all, the ones that you do the best, that you want to deliver, because everybody loves the songs. I can't do all the songs. I can't deliver them. I'll be honest. I take the ones that I have, and I'll give you the best fun entertainment. I'll take you back.
Can I give you some of the best advice I ever got? Some of the best advice I ever got. And this applies to impersonators, singers, songwriters, whatever. Save your best stuff for last.
Yes.
Right.
The things that you do best, save them for the end of your show, because then you leave them going like this.
Yes.
If you save the best stuff for your first set,
absolutely,
you're blowing all your wad at one time. You don't want to do that.
Right. Well, first of all, when you're doing a 2-hour show and you're doing it by yourself,
you
gotta make sure you gotta pace it so that you don't get tired. You gotta get.
Do you have an opening act for you? Is there someone like a comedian?
Sometimes I do.
Okay.
Since I've been out in Florida. Oh, it's a little delayed, so I'm sorry if I'm cutting you guys off. Your stuff.
No, good. We're good.
Okay. Over in Florida this year, I really didn't have anybody to follow me or open. I've had one of my friends come from New York, and Anita Starlight, she's a Barbara Streisand, and she opened for me in Melbourne.
She's very good too. I know exactly who she is.
She's phenomenal. She is phenomenal. And so in New York, I had people to go. I really haven't met anybody yet, so I'm kind of taking it on by myself. I do video background. I have a TV. And my husband, when I go get changed, I try to do it very quickly without having any wardrobe malfunctions.
I know.
Yeah, right.
Anita Starlight. Yeah, I did. I said they were saying it. Yep. So so out right now, I'm actually looking for people to work with so that I can not get people bored, so that by the time I get to my the 2 hours, that time that I'm gone is not boring. You want to really excite people and make people feel good. I
know somebody that's got a pretty good voice that could probably open for you. She doesn't live too far from you either.
That's awesome.
Yeah, her name's Amelia Chapman. She's sitting right there.
That'd be great. I am willing to. I'll tell you, Florida has a lot of great acts. They're all, every one of them, a lot of great entertainers. And my husband and I we're in our studio. This is J&L Studio here, getting ready to open.
There you go.
So in the future, I'd like to try to have some of these great entertainers come. I'd like to.
Amelia wants to take the next lot of questions. Amelia, go for it, kid.
You said something about that you have to be liked and everything like that. What was that? What would you say for someone to like you, or what would you look for that as a characteristics or traits for someone?
Well, when you're putting your videos out there and you're putting your pictures out there, people actually interact with you, and they either like it or they don't like it, or they'll make fun of it, or they'll just criticize it. And I've had, a lot of the viewers, some people, if they didn't like a flyer I put out, they'd be like, don't go see us, see somebody else. And I mean, you can't really let that get to you, because there's always going to be that somebody that is just going to think somebody else is better.
Well, when I saw when I saw your pictures, I was like, oh my God, I want to see her wherever she's at.
Oh, thank you so much. I really thank you guys so much. It's such an honor. I'm so
I showed Amelia your pictures last night. She went, oh my God, are you kidding me? Yeah, for real.
I said I
It's a
have to
lot.
go see her wherever
It's
she's
a,
at.
oh my
Yeah.
God, I would love that. Yes, I'm gonna put
This
on
is
my
the
best.
one that gets me. This is the one right here. Check this
I
out.
was like, oh my God. That's when I
Oh,
went,
my
oh my God.
husband did that. I had ordered a new wig, and he's like, "You got to take a picture."
Yes.
He grabbed me, and my husband Joseph Bruno, Jerry. I don't know if anybody knows. I'm sure you do. We're J&L Studio for years, but so he usually takes video, or we had, like I said, we had another studio, so we would 3 hours of the night just I pull it out and start playing with myself. I actually didn't even have a lot of makeup on there. I just took the wig out of the box, and I was like, "What do you think
There
of
you
this?"
go.
And he's like, "Oh my God." So that kind of, I didn't even have my makeup on, which was pretty interesting. Thank you so much.
Quite welcome.
That's
Ted
gorgeous.
Mill, I'll give you one more. Hop. I'm being generous tonight. Go for it.
Well, look at that. He's being generous for a change.
Thank you.
Out of all your Cher songs that you perform, what is your all-time favorite song to sing?
Good
I love
question.
Half Breed. There's something about that Indian, and that's just, I just love Half Breed, the 70s. I really favor the 70s Cher.
Yes.
I'm such a classic Cher. I grew up with it. I loved it. I love standing in the mirror and just taking my towel
Yes.
and pretending I
Just
was
doing,
swinging it
yeah.
around. And I'm classic Cher.
I
There's
used to do
probably
that when I
songs I'll
was.
never do, like the ABBA. I don't think I'll ever. I think you'd have to go see another Cher impersonator to see that decade.
Mhm.
I have to step into a decade and feel it
Yes.
to deliver it. And there's just some, I feel the other people should stick delivering it. I kind of have my
Own era.
fun. I
Mhm.
have my fun decades that I really put together and I really love. And I think
Amelia,
other
we
people-
are up against a commercial break. We will be back in 2 minutes and 1 second, right after this.
Hey Max, what's going on? I'm X, and from this moment on, I'm going to be your own personal AI DJ on Spotify. Let's go. Up next, I know you've been on a summer song kick lately, so I went back for some of your old summertime favorites. See if it warms you up. Next up, some of the music you had on a lot back in 2018.
Do you think of me? Walking out there.
All right, Max, let's get you out of your feels and switch up the vibe. You've been into dance music lately. I got this brand new release to get you moving. Introducing DJ, the best of Spotify made just for you on tap.
For expert bodywork and collision repair, there's only one place in Clementon, New Jersey. It's Bruce's Collision Center at 114 White Horse Pike in Clementon, New Jersey. Call Bruce at 856-783-1475. And tell him the Mad Dog sent you from WWTF Radio, global and around the world. Do you have sweaty balls or volleyball netty balls? It's time to make them ready balls. The Manscaped.com Lawnmower 3.0 will do the job and clean your knob with its patented no-nick head, so your head will function as desired. Enter promo code Wrestling Future for a generous 20% discount. That's enter Wrestling Future for a 20% discount. Manscaped.com. And Wrestling with the Future, going balls to the walls with Manscaped.com. And the Lawnmower 3.0, your balls will thank you. And so will we. Skipping the halls with happy balls. Our friends at Manscaped, we love them. Been with us since the very, very beginning. They were the first sponsor. They're still with us. You gotta love it. We are back on WWTF Radio and WTBR Radio, 88.7, and we are on the broadband radio system around the world. I want to welcome Sri Lanka to the show. God, can't make this up. The island of Sri Lanka. We've actually got 3 people on that island that listen to us.
I can't even believe it. I don't even know where it is. It's
I think there
good.
might only
It's
be
good
about
thing.
12 people on the whole island, for crying out loud.
I bypassed the whole United States.
Telling you what, we are with Louise Bruno is our guest tonight. She is a an incredibly talented, multi-award winning talent, by the way, a Cher tribute / impersonator. I'm going to call her impersonator, and she can beat me up later. But we're honored to have her here.
Very.
Amelia, you want to see a little video of Louise doing her thing?
Yes,
You want to see that?
absolutely.
Louise, you want to see a video of yourself?
Yeah, I want to see which one you got. Thank you.
Check this out, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, What's the Buzz presents Louise Bruno as Cher.
Hey.
Not too
Thank you.
shabby, kiddo. Not too shabby at all.
Thank you so much.
Louise, how do you make yourself happy or motivate yourself when the room is light or the crowd isn't responding the way you think they should?
You know, you definitely have to feel the room out. So I would say along through the set list, I do alter it. Sometimes people want to dance a little more. Some people want a little more slower. If you're doing a place with older people, they want a little more, a little more quiet. We're doing more ballads, So I do think you do have to read your room.
Do you ever do some of the early Cher stuff that she did with Sonny?
Oh, baby, don't go. Pretty baby, please don't go. I never had a mother. Hardly knew my dad. I've been in town for 18 years, and you're the only boy I've had. Well, I can't stay. Maybe I'll be back someday. Baby, don't go.
Yes.
A little something like that.
Beautiful. We got an impromptu concert. I feel blessed. We got our own private concert.
I'm singing along. I love that song.
I know, right? It's a little bit of everything. Yeah, I just have fun with it. As long as God is going to give this energy in me to let people have fun and go back in time and do some fun songs and keep Cher's fun, loving music alive, and I'm there as long as I'm invited.
How old were you when you realized that you actually could sing?
I started singing when I was older. When I was 13, I did like block parties, and I loved to sing, always loved to sing. But then I got married. I just never did anything with it. I got married. My husband and I, one Christmas, my son wanted a guitar. I think it was a bass. And my husband goes, "Ooh, where am I going to get a guitar at this time of night?" So he goes and he dusts off this guitar. This is a true story. Dusts off this guitar under his bed, and he gives it to my son. And, they start playing, and I started singing in the back. And he's like, "Oh, you really like to sing? You could sing?" And ever since then, since my son was about 9, we started our band and our Jerry and Louise show, and then the Cher show. And then we just kind of did all these projects that kept us in the music industry. We do promo kits for other bands. We were videographers. We, my husband does commercials, lighting, we have karaoke. I mean, we really do all phases of entertainment.
That's
Too
awesome.
bad I don't live in Florida. I'd have a full-time gig before.
I
Yeah.
know, right?
And you wouldn't have that sunny share wouldn't be too far, Grandpa.
Yeah, right. No kidding. Amelia,
Right here, there, kiddo. Right,
questions
Amelia?
for Louise.
Right, exactly. Let's say that like somebody like myself or anybody younger would say, okay, I want to be an impersonator and this is who I want to be. What would advice would you give someone wanting to
Don't
be?
do it. Don't do
No,
it.
no. This is what I would say. I would say, go and do it. Do it. Do it right away, and have fun. I'll tell you why. You need to first study your project. You
Mhm.
need to know what it is you're going to do. If you're going to do this certain person, you got to
Mhm.
know. First of all, you're going to have your favorites, I'm sure, of what
Right.
you like, of what, and then it branches off. Then the stuff you have to do because other people like it.
Absolutely.
So you really being a crowd pleaser, pleasing yourself. It's practice, 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 failing, failing, get back up, practice, fail, get back up. And don't forget to get back up.
Absolutely.
Just keep getting back up no matter what. It's a lot of work, but if you love to do it, music is a language and it makes people feel so good. So go out there and start making these people feel good. We
It's the
need
universal language. Absolutely.
we need feel good people. So please get out there and do your
We
job and
have
let's
a
have
good
some
friend of
fun.
the show, Steve McCoy, great friend of the show. And one of the things Steve talks about when giving advice about tributes and impersonators, again to echo what you said. Number one, know your character, know who they are, where they come from, and where they ended up. Number one. Number two, look like your character. If
Yes.
you're going to do Cher or Barbara or any of the women, it's important not just to throw a wig on, and belt out a couple of you better embody that persona because you are representing that person,
Right.
you know it or not.
They're
You're
expecting it. The
representing that
crowd's
person.
expecting it. They're like
Right.
expecting
And
these
you,
little treats, flipping of the hair, the licking of the
yeah,
lips.
like,
Exactly.
Snap out of it.
And
They're
that
just looking to go back in time, get
and
what's missing.
it's exactly what Steve told Amelia and I
Mhm.
when he appeared with us.
Mhm.
That was the most he said that what Amelia 3 or 4 times he said
Yeah,
that.
I always like to
You know,
ask the person that's with us, either the tribute artist or whoever is portraying, because I want to get their answer. And because you also want, you want to show them respect as well. You want to show a good tribute and everything to
absolutely, of
them.
course.
And like, you don't want to just do, like you said, the flipping of the hair or pretending you're that person. And I mean, you sound just like her. You look just
Oh,
like her.
thank you
And
so much. I
you're
thank
just
you
so
guys so
beautiful.
much. So
How do
much.
you respond to negativity when somebody comes up to you, they get in your face and they go, "Oh,
Like,
you suck and you're no good," and blah 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 blah. How
Mhm.
do you deal with like schmucks like that?
Honestly,
Mhm.
I actually listen to them. I listen to them. I get pissed off, and I in my head, and I say, "All right,
Mhm.
what is it that I could have done out of line that I'm going to piss Cher off?
Interesting.
I'm going to
I
piss off
like that
one of
answer.
these Cher fans," and
Like,
I say, "I'm going to try not to do that again. I'm going to try not to. I'll
right?
try to improve what
Mhm.
they think that I skipped on them."
Right.
It's always an improvement every show. You can always try to improve. There's always something that you always want to try better.
Leave it to an Italian to come up with that answer. God
Or a
bless.
Mexican to
Man,
come up with that answer, right?
yeah,
Like,
right. Yeah,
did I
no,
say the wrong word the wrong way? Did I
yeah,
not say
no
it
shit,
perfect
right?
English
For real,
enough?
for real.
It's so, I mean, people are looking, they're not looking for Louise Bruno. They're looking for Cher, or they're looking for
Yeah,
whoever that certain act is that's up.
Mhm.
So you
yeah.
really want to bring them to a place. And if you didn't, the next time you go out, you want to try that. If you did fail in a spot, you want
Yeah.
to try to, you know, really
Have
get
you
that.
ever met her? Did you ever meet her?
I didn't, but I had a Cher fan that when my granddaughter was married, they showed my picture to her, and Cher actually, I have a cutout of her saying how cute my granddaughter was, because I had my whole Cher thing up and I had her and I was kissing her with my whole Indian on. And the Cher fan, she actually passed, so I don't want to say. And she said
Mhm.
she was very one of Cher's. She used to talk directly to her, and she said, "I have this girl who's, has a granddaughter, and look at her, and oh, she thought she was so cute." So I was so honored.
Yeah.
I was flipping out. So I thought that was the greatest. Having my
So
granddaughter.
here's the $1,000,000 question. So I get Cher to meet Louise Bruno. Okay. You're standing face to face with this woman that you embody. What's the first thing you say to her?
Thank you for everything that you have brought to this world. Everything, all your music, all all that you worked so hard and thought that you failed. We were sitting here looking at how wonderful and fabulous you've always
Thank
been.
you. Thank you for the money in my bank
Thank
account.
you. You know what? I don't mind putting money in because she makes me feel good. This when people make you feel good, it's what they're doing, what they're supposed to.
Oh,
She's
absolutely.
right. Thank you. I'm not putting money in my account, but she
Yeah.
definitely is someone that takes you to a place where you just gotta embrace it. and
Can
enjoy it.
I want to share something. I'm smiling because I know where I'm going with this. My wife and I were talking about Cher 3-4 days ago, knowing that you were coming on the show because I showed my wife your picture and she went, "Holy shit, she looks just like her."
Thank you so
Here's the
much.
thing, though. What is it? And I'm sorry, folks, but I'm going to go here. What is it about Cher impersonators / tribute artists that they all look like men in drag?
Yes, I know.
Am I lying? Please, am I lying?
I'm
No,
going to tell
you're
you something. Somebody thought that I was a man in drag, and they thought I had a bulge, and I was cracking up on one of my shots. So I mean, they thought I was a man, and I'm very tiny. I'm only
uh-huh.
5'1", so I think I'm one of the shortest
Oh, you and
shares.
I are the same size,
I'm
kid. I got
5'2",
news
so
for you.
yeah.
When they thought that I had a penis, I was just like, okay, all right. I mean, what are you going to
Right?
say? All right, I'm not. I don't. But what are you going to do? People, that's what
Well,
they do.
by God, woman, if you did, I can make some money for you.
Yeah. I mean, this is what you get when
Damn.
when you're open to the internet. This is what you're inviting in a lot of
Oh, absolutely.
So you got to take it with a
Absolutely.
grain of salt. I
We,
was,
we
I do.
talked
You're right, though. They
earlier.
all have a look.
We talked earlier about working, feeling out the room, working to a light room, working to a tough room. Have you ever worked what we call a tough crowd, and how
Yeah.
did you win them over? What did you do to win them
A
over?
couple of them got up and walked out. A couple of them actually got up and left in the middle of my song. And this is me singing. I'm
Really?
going, do you believe in love and to love? What the hell is going on? I was like, I didn't know what I was doing wrong. That they
Right?
got up
They
and left me.
walked
And
out.
I'm over
They
here
got up.
thinking, Mom, the greatest thing since sliced bread here. And they're getting up. And, then again, I'm going to say, some
Really?
people just come in. They're just there to criticize the show rather than to watch it.
There are
Critics.
professional. I'm sorry,
Critics.
folks, but there are professional jerk offs that
Yeah.
they show up and their whole purpose in life is to make you fucking miserable.
But you know
You know?
what? That's just it. I had to get through that with all their negativity. And I have to, the third person that was going to that's still sitting there has to sit there and look through my smile with me going, oh my
Yeah.
God, what am I doing? I have to deliver, whether it's one or a million, you've got to deliver. People want to see this.
You do.
So those that got up, I'm going to say it again. There's so many people that come to a show and they're just not satisfied. They've gotten up and they've left. That is a personal thing. I think that's a you thing. That's a thing. That's an opinion thing. Either some people are going to like it and some people are not going to like it. Some people are going just
Absolutely.
because their friend is another impersonator and they want to know if you're filling the seats and what you're doing in your show to like kind of steal some ideas. So you have a little bit of that also going on. And
Absolutely.
you just got to muzzle through it and actually embrace what you've worked and prepared for and enjoy it. And with whoever else is around, enjoy it with them.
Right?
I
What?
want to tell everybody. I'm sorry, Emilio. Let me just
No,
hit this
I
real
just
quick.
had a little quick question. What's the most
I want.
difficult part about being Cher that you find difficult?
Oh, I'm sorry. You know that
Does she
there's
hear
a
me?
delay on the. What was that, Amelia?
Oh, go ahead, Amelia.
Oh,
She didn't hear that. Go.
what's the most difficult part you find about being Cher, or do you find it being difficult? Or
I have a lot of fun with it.
Mhm.
I have a lot of fun with it. There's things that I've still got to, I look at her videos and I look at her concerts and I pick up little things that I know I would like to add to my show, that if
Mhm.
somebody had gone to those shows, they can relate, like either a
Right.
skip or a move or your Bob
Right.
Mackie replica outfit, or something, or background drops that we've got. There's always little trinkets or souvenirs that you bring to the show, perfumes you talk about. It's I love it. I love it, and I just want to get better and better, and let people enjoy whatever
Mhm.
whatever good songs and great act that we've got to offer on that
Well,
concert.
let me know your next show because I will be there.
I'm working on a couple of them. I'm going to
Beautiful.
post them on my website.
Mhm.
I have a Facebook. I don't actually have another website.
I
I don't
want to
really
let
want people.
everybody know that Louise can be reached for booking. She can be reached at J&L Studios and Entertainment at 631. This is a Florida number, by the way, folks.
Oh,
631.
39394. Is that an 8? It's 3940696.
394.
Oh, 394. Okay,
Yeah,
well, let's
394.
just
I'm
change that
sorry,
real
Angelo.
quick.
Yeah, so that's just
No problem. We're going to take care of
yeah.
that 394. This is what happens when you're dyslexic.
No, you know what? When we were talking, probably that you couldn't hear.
631 394
Thank
0696.
you. Thank you so
And
much.
you can reach Louise and or Jerry, and Jerry's there, and he'll probably answer the phone and go, "What do you want?"
Yeah, he's in the sound room. He's in the he's by the board right now.
Louise is available for private parties, corporate events, any kind of bash you got going on. She's available for your club, for your theater. Just give her a holler. Say, Mad Dog sent us. We want to hire you.
Yes.
We want to see some Cher, baby.
Yeah, you definitely want to.
Amelia,
Yeah.
if you get the chance to see Louise perform, do me
Absolutely.
a favor before you do that. Let me
Uh-huh.
know, because I want to send you down there as part of the show and report from there. We'll do like a live.
Absolutely.
We could do that. We'll broadcast it live for you.
Mhm.
Oh God, that would be awesome.
So Amelia, I'm going to let you take us home tonight, kid.
Yes.
Go for it.
Yes. Also, the final question would be, I know that you said that you do share, but is there any other any other artists that you do as well?
I do a little Pat Benatar at the end of my share because I know people like rock, and
Mhm.
sometimes after a whole night of share, some people, when I get changed, I like to come out as another person. I've come out as also Elvis. I've done a
Oh.
few Elvis because Cher, she channels Elvis in a few of her concerts. So I do the whole spiel. But yes, Pat Benatar is one of the things
That's
I
one of my
usually do,
favorites.
ends with a few Pat Benatar rock out songs. And it is phenomenal and fun, just as Pat Benatar is another vocal
Yes.
powerhouse. But music it grabs you, and that's exactly what we want to do. It's grab you
That's
and
what
keep
we
you.
need right now, and we need to be happy and rock out.
Yes, exactly.
Take us home, Amelia.
Let's go. What else you want me to say? Rock.
No,
Let's go home.
you're not going to take us home. I'll do it then.
Let's go home.
Let's go home. I'm giving the go home.
Do I need my helmet?
You need a helmet?
If you want to reach out to Louise, she is available on Facebook. You can reach her at facebook.com/Louise.Bruno.490485, and that's facebook.com. And you can reach her at J&L Studio and Entertainment at 631-394-0696. That's a Florida number. She's based in Florida right now and soon across the globe.
Yeah.
For Louise Bruno, for Amelia,
Thank
the
you so
Pitbull Chap,
much.
and
You
I
guys
am
are
Mad Dog.
awesome. Woo!
Thank you.
Thank you
Till
so
we
much.
see you again, folks, which will be tomorrow night, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Be good to each other. Be kind. It doesn't take much. It takes less muscles to smile than it does to frown. So don't worry. Be happy, man. We'll see you.
Thanks,
Give me a
Happy
drink. I
birthday.
got to get out of here. Take care, folks. We'll see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.